In this video, I'm showing you how to just barely survive a terrible Russian onslaught in Wargame Red Dragon's Bear vs. Dragon campaign. Alright, so here's a quick update on the situation. We're here in Vladivostok. We're surrounded by the enemy, and all my forces are in Vladivostok, which isn't great. We're supposed to get up there to Kalarevo by turn 18. It's already turn 9, so I'm not gonna lie to any of you. I would never do that. I'm not sure that this campaign is gonna work out for me, but I want to show you, how I do things, warts and all. So we're gonna get into the third battle of Vladivostok. All right, so now here we are in Vladivostok. I've set up my units so that most of my forces are in Delta to prevent the enemy as they come down from the Kratsovka section and the Usura sector, and basically prevent them from getting to the rest of the map. Then I have a bunch of anti-armor in Foxtrot. I've got, I think, a single command ship in the naval sector just to maintain my ability to bring in naval forces, because my tanks that I have through my naval forces are actually pretty strong relative to the other tanks that I have. And then I've got a very light force in the sector leading to Bolshoi Command. So I'm recording this in post, just because that's the way I like to do things now. And I'm going to tell you, while I do survive this match, it doesn't really go the way I want it to. And it's got me doubting, that I'm going to be able to finish this campaign. But we're going to see. So you can see they're doing a big push from Usura. They've got a lot of vehicles, like 20, 30 vehicle units coming down. They got their T-72 tanks that are going to mess my guys up. So you can see I'm trying to pull my infantry out from the outside areas of the town so that the vehicles can't target them directly, and they'll have to get closer in, because close in, my infantry guys have anti-tank weapons, so they can actually do some damage to those armored vehicles. They've got these nasty, what you just saw there, with these nasty, like, mortar autocannons that I had not yet seen, and those really hurt my guys. You can see them hitting my infantry there. So I'm going to keep bringing in people. I'm unloading my tanks. I'm going to bring in more and more tanks. I'm getting over a bit of a cold, so I apologize if I sound nasally. Yep, so you can see they're bringing in, that's just a high volume of mortars that we don't usually see with mortars. So that was something I had to get used to. BTR is coming in close. I don't think I got a whole lot of infantry kills on BTRs or any kind of armored vehicle during this interaction really harms me, because I don't think I destroyed that command vehicle, even though it's alone. So you can see that for now things are kind of holding, but they're rapidly turning against me because they've just got so many vehicles and I don't really have a whole lot of support. At this point, I'm down on airplanes. All I have is air superiority fighters, which are only so useful in supporting my ground forces. My tanks are inferior, I think, to the T-72s. I've basically got this one kind of infantry, which did okay against the Motoskrelli, but it's not going to do as well against the enemy that I'm fighting now. So we're in a bad situation. I'm going to try and bring in more infantry. But you can see now the enemy is kind of broken through. And if you remember how much infantry I had at the start of the match, they basically rapidly attrited all those individuals, and now things are collapsing. So I'm trying to I've loaded my command unit back into his vehicle, and I'm trying to get him out of there because I don't want to lose the command vehicle. But you can see they're about to take him out. He's the lone survivor for now. I've lost visibility of all the other enemy because my units were destroyed, and then they pop back up and they destroy my command unit. So that is not ideal. Not ideal at all. We're off to a bad start, having lost Delta sector. So now I've developed a kind of tank force down there on the west side of the map, and the plan is going to be to go to the back side of the Krabsovka sector so that I can then destroy whatever support units they've got, whether that's artillery pieces, command units, supply units, whatever, because I want to get them out of there. Now I'm bringing up infantry. These guys were supposed to reinforce in Delta, but I'm realizing, hey, we're going to stop right at this town and see what we can do about preventing a push towards Bolshoi command, because there's a lot of open space here. So if I can get enough tanks in there, get enough fire support vehicles, and then get infantry in to control the town, I should be okay. At this point, the enemy AI switches over to my sector on the left side of the map, and they mostly get shut down by those tanks. Those are the tanks that I landed in the amphibious vehicles. So I was going to send those back around to the back of the enemy base, but you can see they kind of get distracted. And I'm developing a bit of a point float. You can see in the top left of the screen my points, keep going up, and I'm not really spending them as fast as I should be, because that means, hey, there's units that I'm not bringing in. The flip side of that is, if I don't bring the units, then I can't lose the units, and in the campaign mode, it rolls along where the losses from one battle matter in the next battle. My tanks have kind of infiltrated the rear area. I'm going to send them into the rear of the base and see what kind of damage they can do. There's something I'm not doing here, which is I could be bringing ships up the river like I finally decided to do. And you're going to see that those actually make a difference. Trying to bring in more and more tanks. All my tanks got knocked out by that other tank force. And now, and this is another part that's very painful to me is, okay, so this command tank knocks out one of my tanks, right? And then he just can't finish the deal. You can see the rain of death is coming. And then he's done, right? So now all I have is that one command vehicle. Alone and presumably afraid over there in Foxtrot. And pretty soon I'm going to lose that too, and then I'm going to be blown out of Delta and Foxtrot. Yep, so the enemy has taken Foxtrot, and meanwhile, so my defensive line has been reduced to just outside of Bolshoi command. That is not ideal, because the whole purpose of this campaign is really to hold Vladivostok. So I'm going to be stuck here, and the tanks are only going to get better. The enemy tanks are only going to get better because they're going to start bringing in, they've got T-72s here now, but they're going to start bringing in T-80s, right? So that's a problem. But my riverine ships, so these are my amphibious ships, they actually have autocannons on them, so they come in and they start blasting the BMPs and the T-72s that are there. Now, a little while ago, I had sent those infantry guys up around through the mountains, and we're going to try and get them into the back of Usurisk. Now, one of the lessons here for the campaign mode is you can actually kind of confuse the enemy AI, because normally the enemy AI will gun for your command vehicles. But if you can get around them and start attacking like their rear areas, it kind of confuses them. So you can see that where, you know, the enemy was doing one thing, moving towards one command vehicle, and then they flip. And I think we're going to see that when my guys do make it to Usarisk. You're going to see the enemy turn and basically come back. I'm going to cough real fast. Alright, and we're back. So now we've got, let's see. Okay, my guys are slowly making it to Usarisk, but now we got a big tank force of tanks coming down. Just coming down the road towards my vehicles. Got an ATGM that goes wide. Goes wide again. Useless. And now I'm going to attempt to send tanks around the back again. And this time I'm going to send them through the woods so that they don't get caught by the enemy that's there. I bring in a support vehicle for some anti-air vehicles. I don't know why. Not doing a whole lot of damage with my ATGMs, but I got them there. They've actually just about run out of rockets, so I'm going to have to resupply them in a second. And taking another cough break. And I'm back. Alright, so you can see in the top, we've got the infantry arriving in Usarisk. Trying to resupply those guys. You see, and the T-72s turn away because they realize they're being threatened. It's kind of like a Frodo and Sam in Mordor when Sauron realizes they're there. All the Nazgul turn away and fly back. That's kind of the situation we've got. So the T-72 Nazgul are flying back while I wreck their Motostrelkies. I'm going to bring in, and this is another thing I should have been using, was these MLRS ships that I could have been using to really target their, you know, rear areas just to harass them. And they wouldn't be able to do anything about it because they're all the way out at sea. Making a video while I'm sick has to be one of the, well, it's not the smartest thing because I am not feeling great and I keep having a cough, so not ideal. But the content must flow. I don't know what that was that I destroyed just there, but it blew up big time. These are my own rockets that are kind of flying high of their mark. It's not an accurate weapon system. So I'm moving my guys back a bit. I'm not sure that these rockets made any difference whatsoever. Alright, so my tanks are slowly rolling up to the back of their sector, while the infantry while the enemy turns and kind of, oh, you see, this is going to be bad. One of my infantry squads just got deleted by that bombardment. And cough break. And drinking. And I'm back. And then these T-72s are starting to come towards my last, sector that I have besides the naval sector. And if I don't maintain a naval sector, then that means I'm going to have to do another amphibious landing the next time that I fight here. And that's no good. I don't know what happened to these guys. Oh yeah, I captured their supply trucks, which is great. Not exactly what I'm looking for, but, I'll take it. I had brought in an extra command vehicle at some point, just in case they destroy my one command vehicle that I've got. Here we go. So I'm going to start moving my tanks up the back. I start capturing their guys. Now I've just got these T-72s hanging out and threatening my guys, so it's not ideal. My tanks continue their march through the enemy rear area. Just blew up a cargo tank. And clearly the command vehicle has fled, and I don't know where it went. Otherwise I would have destroyed it. But yeah, at this point I've got 4 minutes left in the match, and I'm just trying to survive as best as I can. Because I really can't afford to get blown out of that final sector and start the next sector with just a naval sector in support. Would not be good. So these T-72s are just camping out. Like, I don't know if they don't feel like they can successfully make the push or not. I truly don't know what's going on there, but I'm gonna try and do my best to destroy as many of them as possible. Got some more rocket systems going, attacking them while they're stationary. This is something that I really, truly, when I first started playing these, playing Wargame Red Dragon, I did not know how to use, and they really work well with, if you have reconnaissance and you can go back and find out where their command vehicle is, or where they've got large masses of troops. This does a good job of kind of stunning them. Cough break. And I'm back. So now I've realized, so I don't have any attack aviation. I don't have any kind of bombers or anything. But what I can at least do is try bringing in my J711s. They have Gatling guns that can, not Gatling guns, miniguns that can, I can at least shoot at the tanks that are on the ground. It's not the best way of doing things, but it's at least something. And weirdly enough, the enemy doesn't bring in any of their air superiority fighters. Perhaps because I have an anti-air system like right there. So you can see, we're just trying our best to destroy these T-72s. This is going to go on for like the final minute and a half, where I've got my 8 J711s doing as much damage to the T-72s as I can. You can see I at least get one of them. What I really need is better tanks, but there's really no way that I'm going to get those. As you'll see once the match is over. I don't have really any command points to spend on units, and I don't have really any way of reinforcing my guys, so that's why I'm so worried about this campaign. Is, you know, just their units are going to keep getting better, and I'm stuck with the units that I already have, and my units are just not that good. You see, now the enemy is coming in for the kill stroke, but they run out of time. And that is it. I waited them out, and, you know, it's not terrible. I lost one command unit. Looks like they lost a command unit or two. I can't tell if that was from another battle or not. But yeah, so that's where we're at. So you can see here from the map that, yeah, they're just gonna come back in. The saddest man alive informs me that the sea route has been cut, so I'm also facing a naval battle, or else I can't reinforce my guys. So, you know, I'm just in a bad situation. Now I'm going to start off with only 2 sectors, the naval sector and that small ground sector. And they've still got an entire tank regiment, a tank battalion, an anti-tank battalion, an attack aviation squadron. So yeah, it's a bad situation for your boy. But I'm going to keep making these videos, and you can see how it turns out for me. Until then, please give me a like and a subscribe. And if you like what you see, maybe comment. Tell me what else you'd like to see. But until next time, this has been Rage Quit with Travis, and I hope you all have a wonderful week.